Hey, what's up you guys? It's Caboose bringing you another Batman Arkham video. And today what we're going to be talking about is some news around what might be the next game coming from Rocksteady. I haven't talked about a Batman game in over a year. It's been a long freaking time. And before we jump into the topic that we have at hand, as always, a like rating on the video is appreciated. So if you could leave a like, that would be awesome. And with that said, well, let's just jump right into this. So, as per usual with these rumors that come out in these last couple of months, a post was put up anonymously on Reddit last week, Thursday, and it detailed what they say is the next game coming from Rocksteady. Now, originally there was a leak that came out. It was this video of what seemed to be an open world Harry Potter game. And the rumors started circulating that this was Rocksteady's next game. They were actually working on Harry Potter, but it seems that that was since debunked, and it looks like that Harry Potter game is actually being developed by Avalanche Software, which is WB's new studio that they purchased last year. So, who knows? I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. I actually wouldn't mind if Rocksteady was working on a Harry Potter game. I think that would be pretty freaking cool, especially if it was like open world and rumored to be like an RPG style where you can create your own character and stuff. But either way, it looks like that's not what Rocksteady is working on. And that's not just coming from this Reddit leak. It seems like a lot of people are saying, no, it's not Rocksteady working on that game. So that seems to be the case. So let's get into the details of this Reddit post. There's a lot to cover here, so let's talk about it, okay? So the first thing that they mention here is that there is no Justice League game and there is no Superman game in development. In fact, Batman is going to be the next game from Rocksteady, and it's going to be a multiplayer game that is scheduled to get announced for XO18. XO18 is an Xbox event, and it's going to be going down next month on November 10th. Now, this brings up a red flag for me immediately because WB Games has been pretty well known for working with PlayStation, especially with the previous Arkham games. There have been ties to PlayStation with exclusivity, so it's just a little weird to see that we're going to be getting potentially a Batman game announced at an Xbox event. So that's why immediately red flag for me. Things could always change. Xbox could have gotten the exclusivity rights to this game. Not that I'm saying that it's going to be an Xbox exclusive, but it just might have like exclusive content on Xbox. So that's why that might be the case. That's why we might get Batman announced at XO18, but hearing that just brings a red flag up for me because usually with the previous Batman games, we've seen them have exclusive ties for PlayStation. Apparently the title here is DC's Arkham Universe, or Batman Arkham Universe. It's set for a release date of fall 2019, and it will be on the current gen of consoles, which is the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and the PC, of course. And it will be on the One X and the PS4 Pro, probably having some better looking graphics and all that. Characters include the entire Bat family, being Batman, Robin, who is Tim Drake, Nightwing, Batgirl, Batwoman, Catwoman, and Red Hood. So that's really interesting. We got a new addition there with Batwoman. I wonder if this is going to be true just for that fact. I want to see that character in action. It will be a single player game, but also feature co-op and multiplayer in specific modes. So that's a first for the Batman Arkham franchise and a first from Rocksteady. Gotham is going to be about 1.5 times the size of Arkham Knight, and districts and neighborhoods have gone through a complete overhaul. So it's going to look completely different, and it's going to be bigger than the Arkham Knight map, which was already pretty freaking massive. Gotham is now a living, breathing city, and it's put in quotes, that exact description there. And the set time of day / weather is rain, overcast, and snow. There are random crimes such as car chases, bank robberies, muggings, and so forth, and the main villain of the game is the Court of Owls. Now, we've seen the Court of Owls hinted at before in previous Arkham games. I believe there is an Easter egg in Arkham Origins that hints towards those characters, so obviously in some capacity they exist within the Arkham universe, no pun intended, so this definitely feels like the next step. You know, they've covered a lot of major Batman stories in the Arkham franchise, and this would feel like the logical next step if there were to be a Batman Arkham game in development at Rocksteady or wherever this might be in development. This definitely feels like the next step. Now, continuing on in this post, though, it says that the story takes inspiration from different Court of Owls storylines, and every character is available in free roam. Batman has a redesigned Batmobile that is transport only, and other characters will have their cycles. The Batcave serves as a main hub for upgrades, character swaps, new missions, and game modes, and the game plays similar to past Arkham games, but there are new options for co-op. There are dual takedowns in combat and stealth. Stealth segments make you work together, and parkour has been expanded. Characters move a lot quicker and more fluid. Now, what's really interesting here, talking about the multiplayer aspect of this game, it reminds me a lot, going back to Arkham Origins, of the multiplayer in that game. For those who don't remember, the multiplayer for Arkham Origins, it was basically like a third-person shooter where you could play as either, I believe, Bane or Joker's thugs, and it's like a 4v4, but on top of that, Batman and Robin are in play, and you can play as them as well. The way that you win as Batman and Robin is you basically have to fill this bat symbol by getting stealth takedowns and taking out enemies without them spotting you. The more that you do this without them being able to see you, the more your bat symbol increases until you fill it up, and then you can win the match that way. It was a ton of fun. Honestly, it was super underrated, and I'm getting a lot of those vibes here from what's being described with the multiplayer in this game. It also says here that the main gadgets are the same except for a couple of new additions, so that's great to hear. And it says that new enemy types include the Talons and Pilots, enemies that hover over the battlefield. You have to use either a gadget or a dual takedown to take them down. That sounds like it might be annoying. The Talons are the same as the ninja types from Arkham Knight. They can counter your counters and also have their own gadgets, knife and throwing knives. The game takes place in the Arkhamverse, obviously, and this is supposed to be Rocksteady's true last hurrah of Batman games. Now, I don't know. This is a lot to take in, and by the way, that concludes what's in the Reddit post. This is a lot of information to take in. Again, this obviously could be fake. It's coming from Reddit. It's an anonymous post. We've seen a lot of these in the past. You can look at my Batman Arkham videos playlist. Trust me, a lot of rumors have been covered, and a lot of them ended up fake. So I'm not going to put a ton of stock into this. But in the case that it's true, in the case that this is what Rocksteady's next game is going to be, a lot of people are going to be unhappy. And I know that because it's another Batman game. I'm not in that camp. I don't mind more Batman games. I would obviously like to see a Superman game or a Justice League game or just other characters in the DC universe explored in the same way that we have with Batman and with now Spider-Man. But if we still get more Batman games that are of the caliber of like Arkham City or Arkham Knight, I'm really not going to complain too much. I look forward to these kinds of games regardless of what they are. I just want good games. So I know a lot of people out there are probably going to be upset when you hear that, hey, Rocksteady is potentially working on another Batman game. But honestly, in my personal opinion, I don't mind too much. I would rather it be a Superman game or a Green Arrow game or something, but in the case that this is true and we are getting another Batman game, I'm still going to be excited. Now, as for the details in this post about what this game could be like, well, it sounds incredible. Obviously, it sounds amazing. This is everything we could have possibly wanted in an Arkham game, all packed in here, and that's why I think it could be fake, because it basically sounds like an Arkham fan sat down and thought of all the things they could have wanted in an Arkham game and put it up as a rumor. You know, we obviously want to be able to free roam as the entire Bat family. We obviously want to be able to drive around with the Batmobile or the Batcycle, but we don't want them to be like the Bat Tank, you know, that we got in Arkham Knight. We want a bigger map. We want all sorts of this stuff mentioned. The Court of Owls, everything that's mentioned in this post is basically what we have wanted. So it just sounds like it's a fan who's writing down all this information that they want and playing it off as a rumor. Now, I'm not immediately going to discredit this. I'm not going to say, 100% absolutely positively this is fake. But I also don't want to put too much stock into it. I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to set any expectations, especially for you guys. So just, as I always say, take it with a grain of salt. It's mentioned in the post that the game is scheduled to be announced on November 10th at XO18. So if that happens, it happens and we can get excited. But if it doesn't, let's not get angry. Let's not get super disappointed. Let's just move on and just wait and see. Let's just wait, because Rocksteady, one day soon, will announce what they are working on. And no matter what they are working on, I'm sure we are all going to be excited for it. But alright, that's it. Now I kick it to you guys. What do you think about Batman Arkham Universe? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's fake? I want to hear your thoughts on all this in the comment section below. I'm Caboose, and once again, if you could leave a like rating on the video, it shows your support, and I would really appreciate it. And you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.